Now, relations between Algeria and its former colonial power France have hit a new low. The North African country has accused France of launching a disinformation campaign against it. Algiers has also accused Paris of a diplomatic escalation against the country through statements by French officials. In a statement, Algeria accused the extreme right in France of orchestrating a campaign of disinformation against Algiers and said that it was in no way engaged in a logic of escalation, provocation, or humiliation against France. The accusations from the North African country were in response to an allegation by the French Interior Minister against Algeria, and saying that Algiers was seeking to humiliate Paris for its refusal to receive an Algerian social media influencer known as Doualem, who was arrested by French authorities after posting a controversial video on TikTok.
La France ne peut pas supporter cette situation.
We cannot. France cannot tolerate this situation. And I think that, while keeping our cool, but our determination to defend our interests, we must now assess all the means available to us, and I mean all the means available to us with regard to Algeria. He had an up-to-date biometric passport, so he was deported. I issued a deportation order, and the Algerian authorities refused to let him land on Algerian soil, in total breach of the rules.
Now, 59-year-old Doualem was arrested in France earlier in January over violent comments targeting an Algerian activist opposed to the government in Algiers. He was deported to Algeria last week, but was sent back to France the same evening as Algiers refused to let the influencer enter. Defending its move to return the influencer to Paris, Algeria said that the decision was motivated by the desire to allow Doualem to respond to the accusations brought against him and to defend himself before the French judiciary. Algiers further noted that Paris did not notify relevant Algerian authorities about the influencer concerning his arrest or even a decision to deport him, which was in violation of a consular agreement between the two countries in 1974. But the influencer's return was not well received in Paris. Now, France's Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot has reportedly threatened restrictions to visas or development aid and said that France would have no option but to retaliate if the Algerians continued to escalate the row. Now, tensions have been high between Algeria and France in recent months, and the source of the conflict is the dispute over Western Sahara. Western Sahara is a former Spanish colony that is now mostly under the de facto control of Morocco. However, the territory is claimed by the Sahrawi separatists of the Polisario Front, who are demanding a self-determination referendum. These separatists are supported by Algeria. In a major policy shift, French President Emmanuel Macron supported Morocco's claim over Western Sahara region last year. This triggered a diplomatic row between the two countries, with Algeria deciding to withdraw its ambassador from Paris last year. The relations have further soured after several Algerian social media influencers have been detained in recent days in France over accusations of terrorism and inciting violence. Last year, in November, Algeria also detained a well-known French-Algerian writer, Boualem Sansal, on national security charges. The diplomatic row is only intensifying with this back and forth between Paris and Algiers. But can France afford to lose another former colony as an ally, especially at a time when it is dramatically losing its footing in Africa?
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.